Let me just go ahead and say this. Let's start off with the elephant in the room.
I think about that trip about a couple times a week.
So I want to pick your brain on this.
Let's talk about the drama.
Welcome back to episode 2 of the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time we recorded a podcast?
January 1st.
January 1st, a lot. And we made a bingo board. And I'm happy to report that we've accomplished a lot on our bingo board already. And we're only in March. We're at the end of March. But let me just go ahead and say this. All of the people complaining in the comments about our budget podcast set can get over it. Because until more people start watching and subscribing, then we're going to stick with our budget podcast set. And you're going to get a lot more of us.
Who's complaining? No
Just
one cares.
the people. The people are complaining.
No one cares.
We have to give the people what they want. But it's okay. We'll get back to it. All right. Let's go ahead and dive into exactly what's been going on since our last podcast. We'll talk about some things that we have coming up, as well as we'll just kind of review it all. You ready?
Yeah, so much has happened.
Okay. Let's start off with the elephant in the room.
How is your Ironman training going?
My Ironman training, it was really good for about a week. We swam once.
Yep.
Biked 2 or 3 times. Ran 4 or 5 times. And then I just didn't want to do it. Well, you kind of were like, baby, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way you're going to be able to do a half Ironman.
The training alone is just so time intensive.
Yeah, it becomes like a full-time job.
It does. But instead, I've had a lot of fun with like consistency of like 5:30, wake up, 6 to 7 in the gym.
That week of training has really, it really kick-started your...
It did.
Your 5:30.
Yeah, my 5:30 wake up era.
Yeah, which is great.
Most days this year, I have woken up with a 5 in the front. Between 5:30 and 5:45. Except the last few Saturdays, I have zonked out. Because somebody keeps me up too late.
Saturdays are fine. Saturdays are for sleeping in.
Got it. Okay. All right, let's talk about my favorite pizza skier. So I went to Utah once. I hadn't skied in about a decade, and I went skiing. Then a few weeks later, had the opportunity to bring Haley to that same place that we both love, and I wanted to show her. And she got to ski. So how was your first time skiing in a while?
I had only skied when I was a little kid. And I remember being like pretty good at it. And then when we went back, I was like, ooh, this is a lot harder than I remember. I had so much fun skiing in Utah, and I loved the area that we were at.
It's a fun area. Yeah, it's a fun area. Okay, so 12 days after we recorded our podcast, in that podcast you mentioned that you really want to go to Joshua Tree one day.
Yes.
12 days after that podcast, we booked a trip to Joshua Tree. We brought 2 of our friends that we hadn't talked to in a while, but we're like, you know what? These people are always down for a good time. So we invited them, and they came, and we've become really good friends since then. What was, like, give me a quick summary of Joshua Tree, because we didn't post that much about it.
I think about that trip about probably a couple times a week.
Okay.
Because it was just so fun.
What was so fun about it?
Great company. It was just... We just hung out at the Airbnb. We made steaks one night. We all made dinner. Like, we were all, like, helping, and it was so fun. And then, like, we went to Joshua Tree, the actual national park, and we went on, I think we only went on, like, 2 hikes, 1.5 hikes. But, yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
It was a good time.
What did you like about it?
The end of the night when it was, like... Well, while we were making dinner, like the sun was setting, we were listening to Zach Bryan, like a super cool memory. And then we hung out in the hot tub. And usually I'm like a 15-minute hot tub person. But
we were in there for like an hour and a half.
It wasn't a very hot tub.
Yeah, it was kind of bath water.
Yeah, it was kind of like sitting in a bath, but it was just like a cool vibe because it had like all the, like it was pitch black except for the LED lights around the house that were like a cool color.
Yeah.
And it was a great time.
Yeah, super fun.
So we're flying through this, okay? I also took and passed my NMLS test.
Goodness. Yeah, but what did you do?
I have to finish the book. So you have to take the test. You have to do classwork, like online class, 20 hours. Then you have to go take the state exam and pass it. And I took the state exam and passed it, but I forgot to do one thing on my computer before I
You forgot to
submitted
take
it.
the practice test.
The practice test for the big test.
Yes.
And so now I have to go back through
And
the
the worst
20-hour
part
course.
is it's $300 again. So in
So-
total, $600
Yeah.
for a test that could have been $300. So
Yeah. So
kind of silly, but
it's okay.
we'll get over it.
At least I passed the hard test. So
yeah,
that's the good thing.
Yeah.
So I want to pick your brain on this. I have, since our last podcast, I have been doing daily vlogs. I have not missed a day in almost 3 months.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on my daily vlogs?
I love them because it's so fun to look back, even just like a few weeks ago, and seeing like what we did that day. And besides the fact that you do it super late at night and it's just kind of like, oh, I just want to go to bed.
But it doesn't take me, how long does it take me to edit and post?
It depends on the day, but between 5 and 10 minutes.
That's not bad for having a journal of everything in our whole life.
It's not bad at all, and it's going to be so cool to look back on.
Yeah.
And see those times.
Comment if you guys think Haley should do daily vlogs on this channel like I do on my channel.
I will. I just don't like the editing part.
I'll edit if you film.
And I'm such a perfectionist that if one clip is like not perfect, then I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it.
This is just personal preference, I guess. All right. So, what has been your favorite daily vlog? Do you have one that has been your favorite, or like one that you really like?
I know I have a favorite. I've watched it several times. I think one of my favorites was...
You covering your mic? There you go.
One of my favorites was our anniversary day. And then skiing. I loved the skiing ones because they're just kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably my two favorite.
The anniversary one, is that when we went
paddleboarding, and then we had a fire on the beach. I guess that wasn't technically our anniversary.
But it was kind of our anniversary weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, since our last podcast, we've also gotten a drone. I love that little drone. What do you think about it?
I love the drone too. I wasn't expecting to love it, and I was expecting more to just be annoyed by it. But I actually love it.
Yeah. It was hard.
I even fly it.
Yeah.
And take pictures, and it's so fun.
I kind of want to, before we go to our Easter trip, I kind of want to go get the controller and the receiver to make it go further. That might be kind of cool. I'll look into it.
It can go farther if you have it?
Yeah, it can go like 2 kilometers. So, pretty sweet. All right. Now we got to talk about my steak era.
Yeah.
So I was a big chicken guy for like a lot of years. Just chicken. Because that was all I knew how to make. But you showed me how to make steaks.
Steak is actually easier to make than chicken.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just more expensive.
The only thing that is like kind of bad about it is our grocery bill has like doubled since you've been in your steak era. But steak is so good for us, and we have steak about once or twice a week.
We kind of chilled out a little bit this month.
The past like 2 weeks we haven't been having steak very much because I haven't gone grocery shopping in a minute, so.
That's okay. Our favorite thing to do is just going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Like Haley works, I work, and so our favorite thing to do is kind of like not be home in front of the computer or our phones when we just go out to dinner. It's like our favorite thing to do.
It's been kind of a chaotic like 2 weeks, so we've been eating out a lot the past 2 weeks.
But like not eating out like fast food drive-thru.
No.
Like we just go out to eat.
Yeah. Cheesecake is one of our favorite places.
Yeah, we're starting to learn the shifts of the cheesecake people, and they know our names and we know their names.
And I have such a weird order, I feel like. I get an omelet for dinner.
And we don't get bread. Hot take, not getting bread at Cheesecake Factory. We get the
sweet potato fries.
And they still charge you for them even though we don't get bread.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the drama. So we got paddle boards. Well, okay, I've had a paddle board, but it was at my parents' house, and so I had them bring it last time they came. And then for our anniversary, I got McKay a paddle board for his anniversary. Shout out Costco. They have the best paddle boards.
And it came with a pump.
Yes, an electric pump. And So we've planned to go paddleboarding probably four or five times. The weather will just get really cloudy and cold and windy. And so then we're like, we don't want to paddleboard if it's like cloudy, cold, and windy. So we've actually only gone out in the water once. But paddleboarding is one of my favorite things to do.
And what did we see when we went?
What did we see when we got out?
When we went.
We saw a whale.
Isn't that so crazy?
It might have been multiple whales because we saw a few, a few times. So I think that it may have been multiple.
Maybe a mommy and a baby whale.
I don't know why they were in the is that the harbor? Is that considered the harbor? I don't know. If I was a whale, I would not go into the harbor because that's where all the people are. I would be out
where all the fish are.
Yeah, but it was so cool seeing them. And McKay, we had just gone out there, and McKay was like, "Oh my gosh, I see a whale!" And I was like, "No, you don't. No, you don't," because I didn't think that whales went into the harbor. And then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, you're right."
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now we have hit our 1 year together. 1 year anniversary.
Yep.
I made you an anniversary present. You got me a paddleboard, and I did something a little different.
I love it.
So I made Haley.
It's so special because it shows our last year. Actually, it shows more than just our last year together. It shows our whole dating, engaged, and our last year together. And it's really cool to see all of the things we've done. And it's like a letter, but a video. And so it's going to be super cool to show our kids one day and to look back on in a year and see what did we do our first year of being married.
Yeah. Yeah, I had this inspiration while I was showering. I had it twice. Once while I was driving, once while I was showering. I was like, I want to make a video for Haley that shows all of the pictures and videos that we have together over the past, since we've been dating, for our 1 year anniversary. And I want the voiceover to be a love letter to Haley. And then I want the music to be some of our favorite songs. And so it worked.
Yeah, it's very special.
If you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it.
McKay worked really hard on it, and I really love it.
Yes.
But let's talk about our Catalina trip didn't actually happen.
Yeah, so. we were about to pull the trigger on a Catalina trip. We were fully planned it, we marked it off, everything.
But I had waited too long to book a hotel at Catalina, and so all of the nicer ones were full. And I was just a little sketched out with what they looked like and the reviews. And so I was like, you know what? I would rather just stay home and go to the beach.
Okay, so you didn't book the hotel?
No, and kind of regret it a little bit just because I think it would have been fun, but I just didn't want to stay somewhere that wasn't necessarily.
And part of our other motives, the reason we waited so late is because we had traveled 3 out of the 4 weeks, and then we had somebody come visit us one of the weeks. And so we had done so much traveling and doing things on the weekend that I think we were just kind of looking forward to a weekend home alone. And not that we don't love guests, we do, but it's just we had done back to back for so long. And I think we were just looking forward to a weekend home alone. And we knocked it out of the park. I had a really fun time. And we just treated the whole weekend like an anniversary trip. And we went to dinner each one of the nights. And we had fun. We went paddleboarding. We had a great time. So I don't regret it at all. Oh, Haley's sleepy.
Sorry.
Okay. We're not going to make this a long podcast. We'll keep it short and sweet because we want people to keep coming back so that we can upgrade our set, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's talk about the trips we have coming up. What do we have this weekend? Where are we going?
We're going to my grandparents in Redding, California.
How far is that?
From us, it's only it's closer than going to my parents. Is it 10 hours?
That's true. I forgot about that, yeah.
It's 10-ish hours.
10 to 11 hours, depending on...
It's just down the I-5. You just get on the I-5 and it just takes you there. And so we have that. And then I think our next trip after that is Maine, right?
Well, we have Boston.
Oh, yeah. And then, okay, so we're going to spend Easter with my grandparents, some of my aunts and uncles, and a bunch of my little cousins. And I've been very close with my little cousins all growing up. And so it's going to be really fun to see them all. And then in April, my mom is running the Boston Marathon. So we're going to meet my parents and brothers in Boston to support her at her marathon, which will be really fun. And then your mom's birthday party, we're going to Maine in July. We'll be there over July 4th. Which will be really fun, because we're staying on, it's a lake, right? We're staying on
yeah.
Or is
it the ocean? I think it's the ocean.
Oh, and so it will be, no, because I think it's like round.
I think it's a lake. I mean, I think it's the ocean. Yeah, I think it's the ocean.
Oh.
Because there's a lighthouse.
Oh. Well, no, well, I know there's an ocean there, but I thought that it was a lake.
I think we're staying on the lake. I mean, on the ocean.
Okay. Anyway, so that will be really fun. What are you most excited about?
And then we have to say bye to Matt.
Oh yeah, so that will be Matt's last trip before he leaves for his mission.
I think Matt wants to do a podcast before he leaves, so I don't know if he wants to do a podcast on his YouTube channel.
Put it on both.
We can do it on both. We'll put it on our channel, so we'll have him as a guest. We got to figure out how to fit a third person in here.
Well, are we going to have to do it in Maine? Because I don't know if he's going to make it.
Well, we can bring these to Maine. This is easy setup.
Yeah.
He thinks he's going to make it here, but no way, Jose. After Maine, I'm excited for all three. I don't have a favorite. Because I'm just going to hang out with you and fly the drone and get cool shots.
Yeah.
That'll be really fun. Something about daily vlogging that's funny is like I have to find like the plot for the day, because I have to like find a hook and like what's the meat of the day, and so it's kind of an adventure every day to figure out what the plot of the day is going to be. And so when we have trips like this, it's really easy. It's like, oh, look what we did today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have one that you're specifically excited for?
No, I'm excited for them all. They're all going to be fun.
Okay, and we're gonna be better about podcasting. We're gonna. This is easy. Just doing it like this is simple. All right, guys. It's been real fun. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace.